Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. We have been discussing about faith. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, if you have tremendous faith in Guru's words, you need not struggle much in your life. Otherwise, lack of faith, what we here and there we try to select something, add and do something. Guru's faith in Guru's words will have perfect dimensions to move. Now it's like a train which has been set on its rails. It has its own destination to go. Otherwise, it will be like ordinary vehicles running in the roads. Sometimes to left, sometimes to right, it will search and go its way. It takes longer time. It takes lot of efforts to move about. But when it comes to a train running on its track, no obstructions, no way. Smoothly it runs and reaches the goal. Here he has to manage many things. Strain is more in driving. The going along the registered tracks, the train smoothly without it need not worry, it's moving on. Once it is said, the Guru's instructions are like a train running on its rails, and you see it is perfectly stable because road is already set and everything he need not struggle. What all struggle has to be done, while laying the rails, they have done all these trains. In roads, they have done a vast area in a particular way. You have options to go either to the extreme right or to the left, or move about, take a turn also sometimes, to stop somewhere. Here, no. You have to, it goes in its own way set by the Guru. Now, this is the faith is like sitting on driving a train. The driving is yours in either case. You are going by a vehicle, driving is yours. You are taking a train and going, you are the driver. So that strain is not there. So he is giving that example, how the faith will be Vyasa, as we saw in the last class. Shankaracharya was a Brahmagnani, to be sure, but at the same time, at the beginning, he too had the feeling of differentiation. Brahmani Gavi Hastini, Shunichaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshana. That is Pandita Samadarshana, that state, realization, immediately after realization, the ultimate things do not happen. By slowly, gradually, the realization starts manifesting slowly in all fields, gradually. Even in our education, in suppose a medical doctor emerges out after finishing, he knows every bit of the body. Suppose he is a surgeon and a particular field he is expert. Each case is an independent case. He has to study so many ways to, he knows. He has got that knowledge, but application from person to person, it entirely differs. That's why the term used is practicing medicine. After finishing the rest of the life, it is like a practice. Two fields. With all knowledge, we still say he is practicing medicine. not learning. After learning and everything is over, then he starts practicing medicine. Because each case is an individual case. So also law. What is he doing? He is practicing law. Each case is an independent. So much of huge, vast knowledge of the legal formalities, legal terminology, legal limitations. Similarly, medicine field also we see application differs. This is the differentiation with knowledge. One day he was coming out of Ganges after bath. He saw an untouchable, a butcher, carrying a load of meat. Inadvertently, the butcher touched his body. Shankara shouted angrily, "Hey there! How dare you touch me?" "Revered sir," the butcher said, "I have not touched you, nor you have touched me." The pure self cannot be the body, nor the 5 elements, nor the 24 cosmic principles. Shankara came to his senses. How the knowledge, small, last traces of ignorance is being eliminated. Nature herself removes, final touches are given. It is like polishing a finished product. Once Jadabharata was carrying King Rahugana's palanquin, at the same time giving a discourse on self-knowledge. The king got down from the palanquin and said to Jadabharata, "Who are you, pray?" The latter answered, "I am not this, not this. I am the pure self, neti neti. I am the pure self." He had perfect faith that he was the pure self. Jadabharata was an enlightened soul. And he is talking, giving discourse and carrying the palanquin also of the king. I am he. I am the pure self. That is the conclusion of the jnanis. But the bhaktas say the whole universe is the glory of God. Who would recognize a wealthy man without his power and riches? But it is quite different when God Himself, gratified by the aspirant's devotion, says to him, "You are the same as myself." Suppose a king is seated in his court and his cook enters the hall, sits on the throne and says, "O king, you and I are the same." People will certainly call him a madman. But suppose one day the king, pleased with the cook's services, says to him, "Come, sit beside me." There is nothing wrong in that. There is no difference between you and me. Then if the cook sits on the throne with the king, there is no harm in it. It is not good for ordinary people to say, "I am he." The waves belong to the water. Does water belong to the waves? So the knowledge, the ultimate knowledge that I am he. The thing is, I am he belongs to a particular level of consciousness. And when you reach that level of consciousness alone, you will see that yes, it is that. We living in one plane of consciousness, you cannot apply the other. Like yesterday night, You slept and dreamt something. Fine clothes were presented to you by someone in dream. And now you are in this waking state. Can you wear those clothes? You can't. But if you happen to go to the dream again, find those clothes again, you can wear it there. Because this and that belongs to different levels. You saw in dream, previous day, a person was dying out of hunger. You got up and now you see lot of food material is there with you. Can you take that to dream again and feed him? No, you can't. A particular level of understanding, if we change the level of consciousness, higher or lower, that will not be applicable. Aham Brahmasmi belong to a highest level of consciousness at Sahasrara. You are crossing and going beyond the nature entirely. You are crossing over the nature and reaching the Supreme. You are in different consciousness, just like we are passing through Jagrat, Swapna, Shushupti, waking, dreaming and deep sleep. They are entirely different from each other and unrelated to each other. Dream is unrelated to your waking state and waking state is unrelated to you, your dream state. Similarly with the deep sleep. Like that, higher levels of consciousness also are entirely different. Because Guru says, you Aham Brahmasmi, you are Tattvamasi. Guru says Tattvamasi, you are that. And this Guru is telling, you are the Brahman, you are the God, you are the Supreme, you are the ultimate. Guru is telling, many times he tells, you are that, you are that. And you have to realize that truth. How will you realize? You have to raise yourself to that level of consciousness where you will see you are the Brahman, you are not the body. You are getting rid of, each time you say Aham Brahmasmi, you are denying indirectly what you are identified with. Aham Sharirosmi, I am the bodily existence. That is my real experience, what I am experiencing. I may say Aham Brahmasmi, but I am body is, when the body pains, when you are saying Aham Brahmasmi, your cloth catches fire, then you know how much Brahman you are. It burns you. You can't say Aham Brahmasmi. You are body. You are experiencing it. So when Aham Brahmasmi, when you say, yes, Guru says, Tattvamasi, you are that. He says, Aham Brahmasmi. Each time he says, Aham Brahmasmi, he is trying to identify and deny that he is bodily existence. I am so and so when I say, I am denying I am not this. I am God when I say, I am not body, I am confirming each time. I am expanding into another. Slow, each time through denial, I am confirming that I am that. I am leaving one by one layer of consciousness to reach the ultimate consciousness, that Aham Brahmasmi. So, standing here with all things, even I am leading a pure, fine life of a sadhaka, yet I can't say Aham Brahmasmi. I am not harming anybody. I am not enjoying anything of this world. I am not possessing anything in my life. Yet I can't say Aham Brahmasmi, being in this waking state, identifying with this body. So when I say Aham Brahmasmi, practice Aham Brahmasmi. This is called Anusthana. Aham Brahmasmi is not for japa. going on repeating Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahma. No, it is Anushtana. Anushtana is Tishtati, Stha, Anushtana. Sh has come because of the Anushtana, Takara. Otherwise, it is Anusthana. Stha is to stay, Tishtati. I am that. That is Anu. Anu means without gap. Anusparana. Anukarana. Whatever he is doing, I am doing exactly like that, Anukarana. I am constantly, without a break, I am thinking of something. Anusmarana is going on. Similar, Anusthana. I am Brahmasmi. I try to be that. I try to be that. That each time I say, I am Brahmasmi and try to be that, I am slowly emerging out of this bodily existence. No, I am not this body, I am Brahman. Like a chick coming out of the egg. Before it comes out, last it says, I am chicken, I am chick. Till then, it was, I am egg, I am this body, I am that egg. Now it breaks through the body and emerges out. This emerging out is the most important part of the sadhana. Come out of your bodily existence. So this you are entering slowly a higher level of consciousness where you see it is true. Just like when you enter into dream world is true. When you wake up, there is no more dream world. When you are in waking state, it is true. This world is true. When you sleep, it is no more there. Similarly, this world is true. When you enter into samadhi, this world is no more true. When you come back, you will see what the Guru told, Tattvamasi. You are that, and one exists everywhere. So this is the thing that is Sri Ramakrishna is conveying. That is the conclusion of the Jnanis. But the Bhaktas say the whole universe is glory of God. Who would recognize the wealthy man? Then he tells about the story. Suppose you go and sit on a throne of the king and say, I and you are same. I am also a human, you are also a human. What is the difference between me and you? A drop of water is also H2O. A drop of water of the ocean also H2O. As water they are same, identical, there is no difference at all. But ocean is ocean and drop of water is drop of water. If you see the quantity, if you see the magnitude, if you see its wealth and glory, you cannot compare with a drop of water with a ocean, by no means. But as a water, they are identical, absolutely same. There is no difference. So between Jiva and this one, there is absolutely no difference as Chaitanya. But Jiva is Jiva, Chaitanya is Chaitanya. Because after realizing God, after one becomes Brahman, he will never have the power to do the Srishti, Sthiti, Pradaya, or to give even mukti to another person. He will not have the capacity. The Lord of the universe, Ishvara alone, can give mukti to, and karma nasha. A realized soul cannot destroy the karmas of others. He can maximum take upon himself and work out, but he cannot destroy the karma of others. So he is one with God, he is merged in God, He has come out of the nature entirely. But he can never be have the powers of God. I am one with God, but I don't have powers with God. So this difference, the bhaktas enlighten this, they hold on to this. No, I can never be God. I am one with God. I have the same qualities as God, but I can never be one with God. The upshot of the whole thing is that no matter what path you follow, yoga is possible unless the mind becomes quiet. The mind of a yogi is under his control. He is not under the control of mind. When the mind is quiet, the prana stop functioning. Then the one gets kumbhaka. One may have same kumbhaka through bhakti yoga as well. The prana stop functioning through love of God too. In kirtan, the musician sings Nitaya Amar Mata Hati. Repeating this goes on into the spiritual mood and cannot sing the whole sentence. He simply sings Hati Hati. When the mood deepens, he sings only Ha Ha. Thus his prana stop through ecstasy and kumbhaka follows. So Sri Ramakrishna is now, he told about bhakti yoga, jnana yoga. Through any path you can realize God. There are various paths to realization. Kundalini Bheda. You can break through the Kundalini and reach. You can go through the Ashtanga Yoga of the Patanjali. You can take up the Dvaita, Vishishta Dvaita, Shakta, Shaiva, Vaishnava. So many paths, so many religions also. You can realize Sri Ramakrishna practiced all these and told us there is one reality. We are going by different paths, that's all. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling how the other paths are also valid. This is the yoga. He is telling yoga. Yoga here refers to a particular system of yoga. In yoga there are varieties of yoga. Kundalini yoga is also yoga. Mantra yoga is also yoga. So many types. Patanjali yoga. Here yogi, mind under his control. That is the chitta vritti nirodha. The first lesson taught, the first sutra also, yogas chitta vritti nirodha. To meditations like constantly moving about in the mind. Mind and meditations, vrittayaha, vrittis in the mind. These vrittis when they calm down. There are two terms we use in English, and what we call is one is attainment of calmness, be calm, calmness. Other is the tranquility, to be tranquil. Now, I can make my mind calm. I am seeking some enjoyments. I am happy when I get my enjoyments. I am rushing into enjoyment, but I am at calm. I am not agitated. I aspire for some vehicles. I want to buy some vehicle. And I am collecting fund for that, money for that. From my own earnings I am keeping apart. I get that vehicle and the whole thing calms down. It is worldly way of calmness. But is it really calm? No. It is jumping from one to another. It feel this calmness is not going to stay now. There is another state of calmness, the innermost essence of calmness. It's called tranquility. Mind has become tranquil. The tranquil it is moving towards the self, unchanging, eternal reality. It will not change. It experiences great bliss. It has no alternative to go. It doesn't seek anything more. That state of moving towards the unchanging ocean of bliss, Ananda Sagara, as he moves towards that, he finds himself greater and greater peace and tranquility. This tranquility is different from calmness. This is inner essence, which is your own real existence it is tallying with. You have acquired an artificial identity with bodily existence. Here it is not the bodily existence that is taken into picture. It is brought still towards the Atman. I am losing, when I start losing my bodily identity and start gaining spiritual identity, I am moving towards freedom, absolute freedom from nature. I am moving towards great peace, peace that never deprives me of my peacefulness. Similarly, bliss, unimaginable vast ocean of bliss. So these layers, now as I am going towards tranquility, everything is becoming calm. Calmness of the Atman is reflecting here. This, you will see, everything is becoming silent. The breath stops. Breathing stops because of the internal transcendence. He is transcending the nature and entering into the innermost layers. So, mind of a yogi is under his control. Yoga is impossible unless mind becomes quiet. The mind of a yogi is under his control. He is not under the control of mind. When the mind is quiet, the pranas start functioning. Pranas is the energy in a living body. The same energy what we see, a water is flowing, some energy, any changes are there, any movement is there, behind that movement there is energy. This energy in a living body, we call it prana. That's all the difference. Because there it is totally governed by nature. Here it is totally governed by consciousness. I am conscious. This consciousness is gaining, eating food. This consciousness is taking air. It is building up the energy within. And it's spending the energy. I want to read this book. I am taking in hand. I am applying my pranas. I want to understand. I am applying my pranas through my intellect. This working through, gaining through consciousness, working through consciousness of then it's called prana. This all works, the whole working stops. If prana stops, everything. It is equal to almost death. All mind doesn't work, nothing. The reality shines forth. This is the Yoga Patha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.